Every day means every day. My name is Brandon Burns. I'm tired today. That's why I got my coffee with me here. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about standards. And you're like, B, your whole brand, every day means every day. That's all you talk about is your daily standards and how your standards and habits help you live up to your potential daily and not occasionally. We get it by now. I know you do, but I got to go a level deeper because I had an experience the other day that I thought just illustrated this concept so beautifully that it would be a shame if I didn't talk about it here on the channel. So the way that this went down was I was actually working out with a friend of mine here in my apartment complex, just using the gym downstairs. And I was doing kind of a calisthenics functional fitness type of workout. And so part of that was back tucks. And I was doing just 5 sets of 5, nice and easy, nice and simple, 25 total backflips. It's good legs, core, cardio. It's a nice little supplementary functional exercise, right? It helps with the fast twitch, functional movements, etc. And I get started. And in gymnastics, when you land a skill, you land a flip, and you don't move your feet at all. You don't take a hop or a step. That's called a stick. And that is the gold standard, I would say, in landing any sort of gymnastic skill. You always are striving to stick your landing. And I was doing my workout, and I accidentally, on like the second one that I did, I took a little step. And I actually missed 2 in a row, which is super rare for me. Almost never happens. So I missed 2 in a row. So I end up continuing on until I stick 5, right? The buddy of mine that I was working out with says, "Why'd you do extra?" And I look at him and I said, "What do you mean? I didn't." Pause the story right there. My friend's perspective was that because I had not stuck 2 of the backflips, I just didn't count them. So then I did extra. I did 7 total, 5 that counted because I stuck 5, did not stick 2. So I did 7, but only 5 counted. That was my friend's perspective. My perspective was I only did 5, period. My perspective was those other 2 things that I did, I don't even know like what those were. I don't count them as a back tuck. That's not in the same category. It's not that I did it and it just wasn't up to quality standard. It doesn't even qualify as what I consider a back tuck. So watch the difference and the contrast between the 2 perspectives. One perspective is, yeah, it still counts. It just wasn't quite up to snuff. The other perspective is, I'm throwing out everything that is not up to standard. If it isn't up to standard, it doesn't even exist in my mind, in my field of perception. This is not even a real thing. These are the differences in perspectives between people who typically achieve more success and people who do not. Because see, the former perspective gives you a little bit of a pass. It's a softer approach. It says, you know what? You're kind of doing the thing, but we just got to get better. The latter perspective says, no, it's not good enough, and I'm not going to give you partial credit. I'm not going to give you a partial reward. Most of the problems that I think people have today, financially, physically, in their relationships, most problems that people have come from the fact that they think that this is like college where you do a math problem, and just because you kind of had the method right, even though you still got the wrong answer or the wrong result, you think that you deserve partial credit. That's where the issues come from. You really think that because you got 5 out of the 7 steps correct, that means that you should get anything for it. You think that means something, when in the real world, the only thing that is rewarded is bottom line results and production. That's it. Nobody cares. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, and you do 99 out of 100 things right, bankruptcy court ain't about to look at you any different. You still ended up in the same place. But again, you sit there thinking this like self-vindicated thought process of, oh, but I did so many things right. I worked so hard. I deserve this. I deserve this. No, you don't. If you deserved it, you would have it. That's the mindset shift that you got to make. If you really deserved it, then you would have it. Then it would be a reality. And the reason that you don't have it, by logical extension, the reason it is not yet a reality is because you don't deserve it. Deserving it only happens when you check all the boxes. Not 9 out of 10, not 99 out of 100. You check all the boxes. And I think this is why people give up too easily as well, because they don't have that mindset, because they don't understand that mindset, because they think that they deserve partial credit, and because they think that they're still doing the right thing. It's just not quite ready yet, and it's so close. But that whole bundle of beliefs right there, that's why people quit too early, because they don't understand that when you have this bottom line mentality approach, sometimes it's one minor adjustment that makes the biggest difference. Alex Hormozy talks about this in entrepreneurship a lot. He says that entrepreneurship is like building a bridge. And just because you're still missing the final piece of the bridge, it could be the 178th piece that completes the bridge. It doesn't negate all the work that you've done before it, but it does negate any possibility of result, of bottom line result. The bridge is not useful as a bridge. You don't get any of the actual results of being able to go from point A to point B until that final piece of the bridge is laid. However, most people lay 176 out of the 178 pieces of the bridge, and then they say, God, man, I've laid 176 pieces of this bridge. It's still not working. I guess I'm just messed up. I guess I'm just not called for this. I'm not good enough. And then they quit, not realizing that all they had to do was 2 more pieces, and then they're there. And then you have your overnight success, quote unquote. Again, it's this understanding that the bottom line results are only strictly, exclusively brought about by the full, complete, and finished product. And you have to understand the harsh reality of that, but also know that each brick that you lay on the way to that finished product is still helping you get there. So it's this weird like duality of super high standards that say it's not good enough unless it's perfect, because that's the truth. That just is how the world works. That's how results happen. It's not good enough unless it's perfect. Coupled with the understanding that each step that you take toward that perfect result, you're still getting closer. Even though you see no results, you have no right to see any results, and you don't deserve any results. You're still getting better, but you're getting better quietly in the shadows. And you got to be able to give yourself a pat on the back for that, instead of trying to get it from anybody else or from your bottom line results, et cetera, because they're not going to happen until that last little bit clicks. So I hope that this mentality helps you. I hope that this opens up your mind a little bit. And I hope that you found it valuable. If you did, please make sure that you share this with a friend, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you on the next episode. But don't forget, every day means every day. We'll see you soon.